Hi, hello, and welcome. As you are looking at this sketchbook flip through, which will only take a little while, I want to talk about how I use my sketchbook, what I do in my sketchbook, and where I find my inspiration. So, first up, as you can see, the sketchbook is very messy. I did not paint in it in order, so one of the first pages that I painted in this is in the back. And one of the last pages is in the front, so it's a big mess. Which helped me to create this mess was that this is a very cheap sketchbook. It's by Royal Talents, and I will link it down below. And having a cheap sketchbook helped me so much. Just not caring that there's empty pages, or just not caring that I do sketching for courses in there, so it doesn't have to be perfect yet. It really helped me, and the paper held up so much better than I expected. Like, the sketchbook was maybe €3 and it handled gouache pretty well. Well, the Moleskine sketchbooks, the Moleskine art sketchbooks, they are somewhat more expensive and they handle it less well. So I was really surprised by how well this held up. So yeah, a cheap sketchbook really helped me here. And what also helped was just, like I said, following courses and trying them out in here, filling up the pages. Not in order. So, for example, I did a portrait course, and you see portraits all through the sketchbook, because sometimes I thought, well, I want to get away from what I just did and I want to get a few pages ahead and then try again. What also helped is finding my inspiration. Every few days I go through Pixabay or Unsplash, which are royalty-free images websites, and I save the images that speak most to me on my Pinterest, and I will link those boards down below as well. So every time I feel in a rut, I just go through those pages and create what I see there. And mostly it's animals and landscapes, but they always inspire me. If I want to work in my sketchbook and Pinterest fails to inspire me, and I don't want to follow any courses because I'm just not in the right headspace for that, I go to my prompt lists. Every month I make a prompt list and I publish that on Patreon, and I made quite a few prompt lists as a start. For example, the animal prompt list is one that I used a lot in the sketchbook. I just cut out all the prompts that I made, put them in a jar, and took out a few. So, for example, you see some anteaters throughout this sketchbook, and I thought it was otters and some more of those animals, and those were all from prompt lists. That really helped me. I put it on Etsy as well as in my Patreon, but if you email me, I'm willing to just give you the first few for free, because I don't make anything on Etsy and it still charges €4. So that just feels unfair. So just let me know that you want a few prompt lists and I will send you the one with the animals on it. And if you want more, then my Patreon is the place to be, which I will link down below. On my Patreon, I will not only give prompt lists each month, I will also make up a brief or an assignment for you to fill up your portfolio. So for this month, for the month of June, the assignment is creating topiaries. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right, for an English literature department for a made-up university, which is really cool. So they're all more elaborate prompts, if you will, to fill up your portfolio without having actual clients. The last thing you see in here is just me sketching out different kind of animals, just having 30-second sketches to try out and get the shape, or to sketch out memories or places that I visited. So in the beginning you saw some goats and I went to the petting zoo to make those. You see my cat a couple of times through this. And just sketching your memories makes your sketchbook a place stuck in time, which I really like. So this sketchbook for me brings me memories of when I started to paint landscapes, and this sketchbook is really where I started to draw cats. So you see a couple of pages with just like 20 cats on there, looking like absolute potatoes. But that helped me to now accurately sketch out a cat, without tracing or anything. In this sketchbook I also did a few courses. As you saw, this is actually one of them. This is a Domestika course. I did quite a few Domestika courses, but I also did, I watched some doku like this on Disney Plus, and it went over how to sketch a few Disney characters. So those are in here, which I really like. And just some doodles, some, how do you call it, art studies from other artists. And I always write down which artist I got it from, just to try and see if I can make something similar and how to use that in my own style. Again, it really helps me that this is just a cheap sketchbook and I can just go in with pencil and that's enough. If I sketch an animal with pencil, then that page is done and get on to the next page. There's 80 pages in here, so there's a lot to fill up, and I ended up really liking a lot of them. So yeah, we're close to the end here. I rushed through the end, like the last few pages are in order and I just wanted to have it done because I filled it up in only 2 months, which is like the fastest I've ever done, even though it's small. I was so proud of myself. And I even saw that I left a whole page empty on accident, but we'll just keep it there. And then I have a few pages with tryouts for the mediums I'm using. And that is it. I finished it in 2 months flat. So thank you so much for watching. I will link everything I said down below. And please subscribe if you want to see more. Bye.